It's Bourbonnight Live. Hello, how is everyone? How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Ready to drink these two things from Heaven Hill that I love so much.
Yeah. Drink this or that live version. These are both the A120. Nope. 121 is the year that we're in. So the
Releases.
1 is the month January. The 21 is the and then A. So next will be B521.
So, I thought that I already had it down how to understand that, but I think I'm more confused after your explanation.
And then C is September, C921.
Why? Okay, so
it's always ABC.
Is the first, second, and third release of the year.
And then it's 1 for January, 5 for
May.
May, 5 for May.
Your birth month, but
my
it's
birth
okay.
month, and then 9 for September.
Right.
And then 21 is the year, and apparently it's 2021.
It is.
It
has been for almost 3 months now.
I've been told.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized?
What'd you realize?
Am I crazy? Did I miss something? I mean, if we're seeing these, have we had the 2021-01 Bookers yet?
Mm-mm.
I was going to say, I don't even think we've seen it.
They're always late.
That feels so, in our area.
Yeah.
It feels so weird to me that we haven't had that one yet. So, very strange.
We're going to get them poured up.
Sure.
What we're going to do is we have 2 Drink More bourbon glasses that you can get at whiskyambitions.com. Actually, no, they're sold out right now. But in a couple weeks, they'll be back. That we're going to have the Elijah Craig in, and then we have the It's Bourbonnight glasses, which are on the site right now and are actually on sale, whiskyambitions.com.
What?
Will house the Larceny.
Cool.
That's how we'll keep it straight.
Cool. And while we pour, we just want to say happy birthday to Swan.
Swan.
Who I don't think I've seen him in the chat tonight, which, fair enough. It's his birthday.
He's partying.
He's probably, doing birthday things. But, he's a mod. We love him. He helps us find things. He's the best.
Yes. Yes. So happy birthday,
I mean,
Swan.
not the best. I say everyone's the best, right?
But he really is.
Well, don't say that in front of Trev. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
He's the best bourbon finder there ever was.
Yeah, we didn't say the best at modding. He's a fine modder. He's a fine modder.
Oh dear. I questioned myself, and in the questioning there was some spillage.
That's all right. It's all right. So how's everyone doing? What's everyone drinking? Of course, that's what we always want to know. We see some love for the C920.
Yeah, that was
September
good.
of last year.
Okay, so these will be mine on their little
There's Dawn saying aloha.
soundproof mats. How cute.
Da.
What else is like a multiple time of year release that we haven't seen for this year yet? The Stag Junior, which not shocked at all.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I don't like pressure. Help me out, you guys.
You said Stag?
What do you say? Yeah, I literally just said that.
Sorry.
And it's okay. I'm used to the not listening.
I don't know, but I'm going to stand up.
Well, that seems right.
Sorry. Oh, these are tighter quarters these days.
So, what do you guys say? I mean, last year, the first year that the Larceny Barrel Proof came out, I was like, meh on it. Was that last year? Chad, do you remember?
What's that?
The first year that Larceny Barrel Proof came out?
Yes.
Okay. I think it was like the first release that I had of it, and I was just like, okay, I'll still take my Elijah Craig, though. And then by the end of the year, I was like, wow, this is putting up a pretty good fight. So I'm interested, very excited about this. Drink this or that. It will be fun. Bookers, you guys are saying. I didn't know Dickel did a multi-year release thing. Yeah, Bookers and Stag and Old Fitz, Bottled and Bond, those are the ones I can think of.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Old Fitz.
I know that there's more, I'm just not thinking of them. Yeah, I know, I'm like, I have to turn around and look. That are like multiple times a year. I don't even know.
Well, I think it seems like Knob Creek is putting out a couple limited edition things in a year's time. Like we already have two different, or I guess technically it was last year, we had 2 different proofs of their cast strength Knob Creek.
Sure, but it's
12
not
year.
like they're doing it on a schedule. Like, Heaven Hill definitely has a 3 times per year schedule. Stag has a 2 times per year schedule. Booker's has a 4 times per year schedule, except for last year, asterisk.
Baker's is supposed to have a once a year special edition. I know that
But I
the
was
first
thinking
year
for,
was a 13. Yeah, more than one. Yeah,
Because, like, lots of places have one.
sure.
And then they can just throw random ones. I like this. I don't know, I'm a scheduling person. I really like consistency. So I like to see multiple releases. I don't know.
Right.
Bring some sense to my chaos.
Right, you are.
Michelle, thank you.
As soon as that appears on my screen, here it is.
Where's the triangle?
Oh, it's in its place.
It's not.
Stand up again.
Again? All right. Well, I'll go ahead and read this for you, Michelle.
Got it.
She says, here in New Jersey, we don't have any 2021 releases yet. So we're having Larceny small batch. Definitely looking forward to Elijah Craig barrel proof and Booker's, though. I can't read today, so I'm sorry that I butchered that. Nice. Thank you. And Tony, also with a super chat, says, Hey-yo. Took a trip from Nashville to Lexington and picked up some Bardstown Discovery Series 4. Yes.
Nice.
Pop the top and drinking with you all. Cheers. Cheers, playa. I like that.
Sweet.
Thank
well, that
you.
triangle counts for you too.
Yes. All right. So where are we starting?
Well,
Oh, and we haven't said, if you're joining us for the first time,
Yes.
thanks. We hope you subscribe. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. We always appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put some chapter marks if you're watching the replay of this down so that you can skip ahead because we tend to get carried away when we drink.
absolutely. We're also coming to you from the Bourbon Library
Yes.
at our...
On location at the Bourbon Library. And
Yes.
it's a secret location.
Yes.
It's password protected.
Underground. Mm-hmm. So, on our right is the Elijah Craig. Boop, boop. On our left is the Larceny. Drink more bourbon. It's Bourbonnight.
Which way are we going?
Well,
Also,
I think...
did you put Tony's comment up on the screen?
I did.
You did? I didn't even notice. That's
Yeah.
how smooth it was.
Getting good at it. Let's
My
start...
shirt just says whisk.
Just whisk something.
Whiskey.
Like an eyelash.
Just whisk it.
Whisk it good. Let's start with the Elijah Craig.
So here.
Yes, because... What did I say?
Elijah Craig.
The Larceny.
Okay.
The
You said
Larceny.
Elijah Craig, but your
Yeah.
hand was on Larceny.
Hey, the podcast is in the chat.
What up, guys?
What
Looking
up?
forward to hanging out with you guys. What is it? Probably 50 days? I don't know.
Yeah.
That was some quick math. It's probably
Oh
wrong.
yeah, the light show. Oh, that remote is it's not within reach.
Is it changing?
Huh?
The light show?
No, back here.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah.
I see.
So this is 114.8 proof, so that's where we'll start. This is also a wheater, so it's going to be a little, presumably lighter, right?
Right.
Full disclosure, both of these bottles are from the distillery.
That's right.
Yeah, so we did not pay
We were
for
on
these.
somebody's nice list last year, and
Yeah.
it's carried over.
So
I like
thank,
that a lot.
thank you to Heaven Hill. But,
Let's be honest, though. We would have bought these. Anyways, don't tell them that, though.
Absolutely.
Don't tell them we would have
If-
paid for these
if we
either
could,
way.
if we could find them, that's the problem now. Ooh. Oh, there's Swan. Hey, Swan,
Hi,
happy
Swan.
birthday.
You missed all the happy birthdays.
Yeah, happy
I just
birthday.
punched myself in the face.
Well, that happens.
That actually has a good tiny bit of nuttiness to it, but it's also really bright. The dog has decided to join us. You'll probably hear her huffing and puffing.
Trying to get
She just got done
truffles.
with her dinner. Yeah, she likes to root around down here.
Woo. Yeah, no, for a wheater and just at 114
Just.
plus proof, it's got some nice little bite to it. Lovely. Yeah, there's a little bit of nuttiness, woodiness.
I like that, which I think we've talked with Heaven Hill people
Syrup.
about before, like that nutty, like the slight nuttiness that comes from Heaven Hill stuff is from their barley. I think.
Yeah, that's where it can come from a lot of times. We have a super chat from James Wolverton. Hello, James. Question for Sarah. What's your cooking bourbon?
That's a good question, and I don't have an easy answer for it. But thanks, James. Thanks for the
Ting.
super chat.
Appreciate that.
It really depends on what I'm cooking. I guess previously, I would just put something that was probably sub $25, about a 90 proof, maybe 100 proof. It just depends on what I was making. What was I really using regularly before? I can't even remember now.
Well, for baking, you
I know
you
what I
used-
have used. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, can you remember before I started doing that, what was my go-to? I can't remember even. So that tells you about that.
Yeah, I know you used Buffalo Trace.
Sure. So the point I was trying to make was like I started using something, and we'll just call it something like Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Probably is what I would use in baking because it's inexpensive and it's gonna do you right. A lot of people use makers, whatever. I've gotten to the point where I think about the recipe and I think about what's going in it and what would be good with it, and then I try to find something again in that proof range and that price range that reflects those flavors back or would be a good balance to them. I cannot remember off the top of my head. We did something. It was Four Roses. I made a sticky toffee pudding for like my holiday recipe, and so I picked a Four Roses product to go with that because it had like a berry note, like a dark fruit note in there, and that reminded me of the dates that were in there. So I picked it so that they would complement each other. That's just kind of where I.
Well, Swan's weighing in. He says that his bourbon of choice for cooking is Jim Beam Double Oaked. Which would be a good one. I don't think we've ever
That is a good one. I haven't
tried that one.
No, I haven't done that one. I definitely have cooked with Beam before though, and I've done Larceny. Yeah, I try lots of different stuff. I'm not really stuck on one thing. I like to think about what will play well in the recipe. But we don't use anything really high proof.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure James knows that.
Don't have an oven buster batch incident. So I'm getting, on second sip, a lot more baking spice.
I haven't said anything yet.
You haven't?
I don't think so.
What haven't you said? Say it all.
No, I mean about this.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know, because I've been talking about other things. You continue.
You haven't second sip, Sarah?
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
I just wasn't thinking.
Naturally. Yeah. Baking spice, very, very warming. I feel like this would be in like the fall. This would be a really good fall bourbon.
Yeah.
Really starting to warm up here.
It's kind of nice because there's like the burnt, like it's like charred oak / toasty oak, but it's got a little hint of bitterness to it from that like charredness. But I think that's really balanced out by the sweetness of, it's weeder. So
Yep.
that's playing in there too. But there's a little nice warmth of spice. It's really mellow though. Nothing crazy.
From Zachy saying Chad's hair is looking exceptional tonight. Well, actually, I did get a haircut recently. So
You
it's
did.
a little,
Who would know? It's under that hat. You do have trimmer.
Yes.
Trimmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I cleaned up the beard
I see that.
today too.
It is
So-
noticed and it is appreciated.
Oh, thanks. Wanted to,
You got a positive reinforcement.
the winter, wanted to have it a little longer, but now I'm thinking spring
Because you were spending
vibes.
all that time outside.
I was chopping trees.
I'm like,
Wasn't
must have been while I was sleeping.
doing that. Yeah, I try not to disturb you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so that's the Larceny, unless you have,
No, I'm okay.
yeah?
I'm good. Let's see. No one wants to know, where do I get that hoodie? This hoodie is actually I got it on the Bourbon Trail at Lux Row Distillery.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I like this hoodie a lot. We also sell hoodies at whiskeyambitions.com.
We
Not
do.
this one. I would love... I want to find someone who will do this, like, stitching work, because I would love to have...
This one that I'm sitting on,
Yeah.
this hoodie,
And others.
in case I get cold.
Yeah.
Tony Joey Bag of Donuts with a $10 super chat saying, "Happy birthday, Swan. You can find me a Pappy and a Stag Junior." Laugh out loud. I was at my local liquor store Friday and the manager was getting annoyed at dozens of calls for Stag Junior 15. Anyway, cheers, y'all. Thank you, Tony.
I think we learned a
Joey
long time ago.
Bag of Donuts.
Yes, thank you.
Bong, bong.
In Lexington is too big and everybody is always looking for stuff. So I learned a long time ago you can't call places. Nobody wants your phone call. You'll probably just make it worse if you call.
Even if they have it,
They're not going to tell you they have it because they don't know you over the phone. Maybe that works in like smaller towns or like
Yeah.
little, those liquor stores that become like the hidden gems. Like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Where you've actually
If you can
cultivated that relationship.
If you can call a person and say, "Hey, what's up? Your name," and they say, "Oh, hey, your name back," then you've got a chance. But if it's just like
if you're just like it basically is cold calling.
Hi, would you be interested in an exciting new offer?
I actually want to ask somebody from like Total Wine or probably Liquor Barn has gotten in more over the years, just like being here. And just say like, how many times a day do you pick up the phone and someone says, "Do y'all got any pappy?" Like, I want to know how much.
I mean, I would say probably less now because I would say it's more like Blantons. Y'all got any Blantons in? Because at least they know they have a shot.
Do y'all got any insert Buffalo Trace product name here?
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything.
They probably ask, do y'all
Y'all
have
got any ancient age 90 proof?
No, you know what I mean.
Sometimes. All right, we're moving on to Elijah Craig barrel proof. This proof is 123.6 proof. Is the proof.
Yummy. Ray says, I have to try that bourbon sticky toffee pudding recipe. There's no way combining my all-time favorite dessert with my favorite drink can turn out bad.
It's true.
That's actually my new favorite holiday recipe. It's going to become a tradition, I think. Yeah, it's so comforting. I don't know. It just like gives me nostalgic feelings. I think it's like the spices in it and stuff. I really like it a lot.
123.6, so we have jumped up almost 10 points. Yeah.
This has a little fruity note in it.
It does. And that rye spice, because this is a rye. It's not a rye. It is a rye mash bill bourbon.
Blueberry muffin.
Blueberry muffin.
With the whatever you call it on top, crumble.
Like a coffee cake.
Kind of, yeah.
It's on a coffee cake.
Sure, it could be a muffin or you could make the same batter and you could put it in a loaf pan and it would be a cake and you could put it in muffins. Oh, now I kind of want to make blueberry muffins with bourbon in them. And you know what? I would probably use like Buffalo Trace in those because it has a grapey note, which isn't. I know that grapes and blueberries are different, but like,
yeah,
I wouldn't use this in it.
No. Definitely more heat.
Ooh la la. Ooh.
Are you ooh la la-ing on it?
Well, at first I liked the mouthfeel a lot, but it jumps in quickly with like a little flare up of heat. Mm-hmm. I need another sip. Don't rush me. This is my process. My bangs are all out of control today.
I'm getting some type of cereal vibe. Maybe it's like a blueberry, since that blueberry.
I was going to stick with the muffins, but...
I don't know, just something about it. It's a little...
Also, I've never had blueberry ever, and I never will.
Well. Okay.
You can't make me.
Second sip.
I mean, there's still that berry note in there. I don't know if it's screaming as much muffin to me.
It's got more syrup now on the second sip. I'm kind of getting a little bit of maple syrup. Very, I mean,
I'm getting
a high proof maple syrup.
This one's a little bit more luscious. I don't know.
It's got a little orange peel, like there's a little citrus.
There's heat.
Yeah, a little citrus pop.
Maybe some zest.
Some zest.
Yeah, there's definitely a nice crescendo of heat at the end, which is expected at 123, you said?
123.6.
And some change.
Yep, 123.6.
No blueberry? Blasphemous, says Todd. You can't make me. I'm also like not a huge cereal person.
Didn't your screen name used to be Cereal Queen?
Yeah, I used to be. I used to do a lot of things. I used to drink vodka, pear-flavored vodka with cranberry juice, and I also used to eat a lot of cereal.
Okay.
And
just want to establish that in the
I also
universe.
used to drink White Zinfandel from a box, so we've come a long way.
Now we drink whiskey from a box. Much better.
Now we drink whiskey from a box.
So, two different ball games here. Now we're going to have to go back and kind of...
Yeah.
kind of see. So back to the Larceny here.
Scott says, I want to know if there will ever be a time where Buffalo Trace can make enough for demand, or if they even want to. I think they like the demand.
They're trying. I mean, they are. I mean, they're putting up, how many? 4 to 6 new warehouses a year?
Yeah, they're definitely trying to meet the demand. I would say there's probably it's probably bittersweet to be in that high of demand. I think that they get a lot of hate and backlash from people, and they're probably sick of hearing that, like, that they're forcing allocation because they're limiting product. And it's great that everybody wants it, but at a certain point you make people angry. So I think there's like just a balance. And again, talk about people who probably get calls every day of, do you have X? I mean, I don't, that visitor center, poor things.
Yeah. And, also what's easy to forget because of their immense popularity is that Buffalo Trace, in the grand scheme of things, isn't, even in the top 3. They might be top 5 now, but, they're not the biggest distillery. There's a lot bigger, like these guys, Heaven Hill, one of them, Beam, who might be bigger? Not Four Roses. I mean, Brown-Forman, obviously, which encompasses, Woodford and Jack Daniels, but we're talking about bourbon here because Jack Daniels is the best-selling American whiskey, but we're talking about.
Don't get them started.
Talking about bourbon,
right?
So they're not.
But I think they get so
biggest.
Many awards and accolades.
Yeah.
Like it makes them feel as though if they're this big giant player, then they should be able to satisfy everyone's needs.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they just can't. Okay, so just back off them.
But no, they, if you watched our Bourbon in Time video, we had that little clip there from there towards the end where he's saying that
Chris,
thank you, Chris Comstock, saying that they're making more all the time, but you
gotta wait.
You gotta wait for it at least 6 years.
And imagine how tiring it would be because I'm sure all of their distributors are constantly trying to negotiate. How can we get more of this? How can we get more of that? And when you only have a certain amount. Again, I'm sure it's like, probably in some ways it's nice to be wanted, but at the same time, I'm sure eventually they're just like, all right, everyone, calm down.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they want to put more out to make more money? That doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because they're not getting those stupid secondary prices.
They're not. Yeah. And they're not
getting that at all.
Not happy about secondary at all.
Yep.
So, anywho, that's enough of that. That was a good question. Sparked a good conversation.
Okay, so I've had a couple sips now. Back to the Larceny. I'm really liking this one. I kind of feel like the Larcenys of last year were a little lackluster. They had that.
I like the later ones.
Yeah, the first one before they actually had a line, where we just had that Larceny barrel proof that, like, I don't even know if it was really supposed to get out there.
It was like a specialty release for an event or something.
Was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really good.
And then I felt like the Elijah Craigs were always overshadowing the Larcenys of that next year of those 3 releases. This one I think is a pretty strong offering right out of the gate. I know we kind of thought that way when we first uncorked them off air, and I wanted to see if that would continue now that they've opened up a little bit. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking? You got going on over there?
I'm about to have an unpopular opinion. Maybe it's just me today.
What? What unpopular opinion?
Let me make sure that it's what I feel before I put it out there.
Feel your feelings. I don't know what I feel.
I feel, this is hot. Hot. And it's pretty oaky. It's pretty much on the border of, like, the oakiness that I like. I mean, it is hot. Like, the mouthfeel at first is really nice, and then I'm like, my mouth is numb from that right now. It's not, in my experience, I've had Elijah Craig barrel proofs that were much more of like I don't know how to put this, but like a relaxing adventure.
A little bit more approachable?
Yeah. That, it's just like...
Ooh, man, that one is hot.
it was they're a nice scenic drive, and this one is like those, what do you call it? Like street racing, where it's just like from this end of the street to that end of the street, and whoever
Track
can
race?
get there fastest. That's what it's called. And it feels like it just like takes off immediately, and like before you know it, it's over. And that's kind of how I feel about it right now.
Well, here's a 2021 to help us remember the year.
John Streets.
2021.
He's out there.
He's on the streets. He's drag racing. He's probably trying to drink some Malort. I don't know.
So like, and it's just so hot. Maybe I feel like this will benefit from opening up.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. I feel like this will benefit from opening up.
But I mean, it has. It's been open for a couple of weeks at least.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we opened it the day that it came. Yeah.
Today, I'm feeling this one more.
I mean, that's absolutely what we were thinking when we first opened them, and I was kind of thinking, will you hit show on that, please?
Show.
That I wanted to see if that's where it was going, and I was kind of hoping, because normally it's always, I mean, normally.
Usually.
This has been out this is its fourth.
Right.
This is its fourth release.
But in 2020.
And 2020 was all about the Elijah Craig. So I'm actually wanting to give Larceny a little win. And
I don't like change.
well, you know, us, the Proof Hounds, you would think we would go here because it's almost 10 points higher. And it's rye, and we like rye.
Right.
But this nice little 114.6.
It's working for me.
114.8, sorry.
It's working for me today.
Almost 115.
Yeah, it's like the right amount of mellow.
Yeah.
It's still flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
And again, maybe it's because we've seen a couple of warm days here recently. And when I say warm, I mean like it might get to 50. But you can go outside without a coat on. You can go outside in a sweatshirt. And I like that. And so I think we're coming out of that like winter time where I want, just give me the highest proof, right?
Right.
I want that.
Yeah.
And so I'm feeling this.
Yeah, Nick.
What a surprise. I didn't think that was going to go that way.
Nick here is agreeing, said A121 upped its game. I'm not a Weeder fan. Can't stand small batch Larceny, but I like Larceny A121. Sorry, it's hard to read when the chat is progressing.
Right.
And then Jeff Winbush with a super chat saying nearly 600 watching and less than 150 likes. This time the fans must be drunk. Sad. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate that. Here's a cowbell for you. Ka-chink.
I love doing these side by side, though.
That thumbs up.
Because, like, you know, I mean, we're fortunate enough, again, these were sent to us, but normally we try to get them for the show in order to work up to the best of the year. But if some people are like, I'm not going to buy both, I have to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this one, I'd go here. Oh.
Yeah, let's make it official.
Is it an
Drink
unpopular
this or
opinion?
that. It's that. Usually it's this.
It's that.
We're going to say drink. If you have a choice between the two and you have to choose, we would say drink the Larceny A121. We're liking it just a little bit more. We also feel like this might not be the strongest Elijah Craig. Hopefully they'll get better as the year progresses. But this one, yeah, it's a little hot for hot's sake.
It's a little hot, yeah.
And just kind of liking the nuances that are happening in the Larceny. So we say go with the Larceny.
Joshua Sullivan points out, y'all do love high-proof weeders, though. And that's true. Think about how well the Old Fitz did in...
Well, that's 100 proof.
Something from last year that I won't name. So
Right.
that you'll go watch the videos. It may have done well in our best of last year.
Yeah.
It may have not.
That's just a bottled and bond. I mean, just 100 proof.
Still, though.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
What other high... I mean, we like Maker's Cast Strength. That's a high-proof weeder.
But that's usually
again,
around
high,
109, 112.
Yeah. That's still high for a lot of people, though.
Yeah, true.
Not
true.
for us,
Yeah.
but it is.
And, you know, here we just said that we like the Elijah Craig offerings better from last year over the Larceny. So, you know, this is, I don't know. It's
Brian Brennicky and Tammy said, we both like the Larceny 121 slightly more than the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. However, our warm-up pour of a non-pick NCF Weller 107?
Brain not working, non-chill
Non-chill
filter.
filter?
Yes,
Yeah.
non-chill filter.
107 won the flight?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Those are those picks that are non-chill filtered.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot my vernacular there
I
for a
know,
second.
I was like, wait, what's that an abbreviation
Things are
for?
always harder when you are live to
Yeah.
use this guy. Thank you, Brian.
Yes,
I got
thank you. I have a little bit left
Elijah
as well.
Craig left. Cheers to you.
James Wolverton says Maker's 101 is solid, and I have to agree with you.
I agree.
do like it. Now, as of this year, if you had asked me this 3 or 4 years ago, I would have been like, pfft. But now there are more Maker's products that I like than that I dislike. And I like that because I like to like things.
Hotter than Blanton straight from the barrel. Now, Blanton straight from the barrel, especially the one that we have.
Oh, you mean that one that's right there?
The one that's right there? I mean, we could get it. Prove to people that this isn't a green screen.
He asked if it's hotter. I'm not saying we're going to answer all the questions, but
If it involves drinking a little bit of straight from the
I
barrel.
won't say no to a little bit of straight from the barrel.
Yeah.
Let's just give this a little. Well, there might. Can't waste it. Jimmy Drammer wants to know if we've gone back to the Elijah Craig toasted barrel lately. No, but you know what? I looked at it the other day and I was like, I'm gonna drink you soon.
I'm gonna
you
drink
just
you
wait. I'll be
soon.
back for you
Soon.
soon.
You will be drank by me.
Yes.
You'll be drunk by me?
Drink.
Drink.
I don't know what's
You will
right.
be drunk by me. Or I will be drunk by you.
I don't know about that. All right. So I don't.
Let's find out.
Wait, what are we doing?
I just cleaned out my Larceny.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, because we're doing the Blanton straight from the barrel versus, and I just need a little bit. Perfect. We'll do something with it. Versus the Elijah Craig barrel proof A121, and we'll see in the battle of who's hotter, hot or not.
Who wore it better?
That's what we should do, hot or not.
Hot or not?
But it's two bourbons against each other, and we pick whichever one's hotter. I don't actually think that's. I don't know.
No, I think you think it's pretty funny.
I think that the
think you think
joke
it's
is funny. I
hilarious.
don't think hot or not lists are funny.
Okay. I don't think they're meant to be funny.
Okay, but I don't think that
You don't agree with them.
in their usual display. I don't agree.
Like how Facebook started.
Right. But if we flip it and own it and make it our own, and make it about whiskey, then I could be into
Oh,
it.
there it is. It's hiding.
I could be into it.
Well, since we've been drinking on the Elijah Craig already, let's go to the
Blantons.
Blantons. There's that grape.
Grape. Why does it smell like grape? And it smells like grape bubble tape sometimes. You know, that used to come in. I mean, it looks like a little tape
Fruit by the
dispenser.
foot. Woo!
But it unrolls. You know what I'm talking about?
By the
and
foot.
then but it's not fruit by the foot. It's bubble tape.
Bubble tape.
Because it looks like tape.
That's hot. As Paris Hilton used to say, that's hot.
We don't own the rights to that, by the way. I don't think you can actually say that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so yummy.
Yeah, it is
What's
good.
the proof again?
130 something?
Wow, really?
What's the something?
Oh, 0.3.
Okay.
Sorry. That one again is, it's like a slow unroll, right? It's nice.
I agree.
It
I gotta have a second sip to really know.
It's like taking you on a date, treating you real nice. Wow, this is a bad analogy for these. I don't want to go down that road. Reverse, get out, turn around, go back. This is a dead end.
I mean, not as hot. Second sip. But,
The Blantons?
yeah.
I didn't think it was super hot the first time, and I think it's because I'm just like, now I'm acclimated to that.
Well, the last thing I had was, I think, the Larceny. So,
Me too, though.
well, this is 123.6. Let's see if going down that much, can it still be hotter? Of course it can. Let's see if it is.
Brian says Tammy's not allowed to have straight from the barrel because it makes her angry. I mean, is she angry that there's not more of it? Because I would be too. Girl, I'm with you.
Absolutely. No, when this sits on the tongue,
But
It does build.
I really love the nose on this, though. It smells so good. Now I'm coming back to it, and it's more like toasted caramels, and it's just nice. It smells so good.
I don't disagree.
I love the nose. You be like the nose.
But when you let it sit on the tongue, though,
Ah, that initial mouthfeel when it first touches your tongue, you're like, this is going to be glorious. And then...
hold on.
And then it's hot.
I gotta find this. Richie Z. I never heard it put this way. 605 Chad and Sarah Maniacs in chat.
Maniacs. Oh.
Reminds me of Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, I knew.
Yeah.
You should figure out how to do like the geography song, but with distilleries instead.
What would be A?
No, this is terrible.
Not Alberta, because that's Canada.
Help.
A.
Oh, you know there's got to be one.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's probably outside of Kentucky.
Well, yeah.
Help us out.
What's a bourbon distillery that starts? You know what? Someone help us rewrite the Animaniacs geography song about distilleries.
And do you consider, like, some of these say, oh, this is from the Blanton's distillery, even
No,
though
it's not. It's from
Buffalo
Buffalo Trace.
I know, but all the ones that say from, and I think a lot of these.
Andalusia, is that one?
Yeah, Andalusia.
Okay, there you go. Andalusia from S. Dobbins. Sorry.
Now I need a B.
Oh, Angel's Envy. Duh. Oh my.
Andalusia, Angel's Envy. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
See, yeah, this one says from the Blanton's Distilling Company. So
Yeah.
even though we know that's not true, could you say
From
that?
the Blanton's Distilling Company doesn't say distilled at Blanton's Distillery or whatever.
Well, no, but...
so they may have a sub LLC that.
Well, they
where
absolutely...
run, for blends, because they do
They absolutely
internationally.
do, yeah.
Yes.
Age International. So, I don't know.
Amador. Yeah, look at you. Abraham Bowman.
Yeah.
American Spirit Works. Thank you. Wow. That was... We made that way harder than it needed to
Well,
be.
again, on live, brain doesn't work.
Oh, goodness. We could literally spend the rest of the time, probably the
Yeah.
rest of the evening, just trying to come up with the list for that.
But it's got to go in that...
It has to fit. So I think you would have to write down all the ones that you can think of
Well,
that start with a letter.
Well, he didn't... Actually, he didn't go in alphabetical order, because he says...
He just jumps around?
Mexico, Canada, Peru, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Peru. It's just things that he made it sing-songy and rhyme.
That sounds easier.
So we don't have to go alphabetically.
That sounds easier. We would just print out what
Buffalo Trace,
his
but
says,
like
and then we would find words that sound like the ones
they're
that...
longer. Buffalo Trace, I don't know. It would be... I'm into it though. I'm into it. And
Okay,
I absolutely think we should spend lots of time on this.
No, I don't think we have the time to spend on this. Sorry if we made some people jump off who were like, what are they talking about?
they're trying to make a song.
What is Animaniacs and why are we writing a song?
Oh, our audience
This
knows
is how-
Animaniacs.
Like, this is how Chad's and I days are, though. Like, we'll take a walk and randomly could be, like, fixated on this one random creative idea for, like, 20 minutes, and then we never talk about it again.
True. Tyler Thompson, one of our patrons, says, speaking of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, y'all see they're now doing Elijah Craig Barrel Proof picks.
Yes.
One of our...
I want that.
One of our patrons
I want to go to there.
tipped us off on that, and we made some calls, and we might... Things are in the works, so hopefully we might be able to get a pick.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you, Tyler. We appreciate that. So we'll see. Everyone cross your fingers. C could be Crowded Barrel. Yeah, that's right, Rich.
Yeah. There's a lot. We could do a lot. It could be fun. It could also be really annoying. But Wisco Whiskey Review said 10 out of 10 would watch that video. So
Okay, there you go. I do have to give the nose to the Elijah Craig.
the nose is going to go
The
Elijah
initial
Craig.
question was, which is hotter?
Oh, but man. Great bubble tape. Now I just want gum. I can't get over how chill this is for a 130.3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's still got heat, but it just knows what it's doing. I don't know.
Yep, this one sticks around on the front part of the tongue and builds in heat.
So oaky. So oaky towards the back half.
Yeah, this one is hotter.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Yes. Woo!
Like I said, the first second of the experience with this one is like, I'm thinking, this is incredibly delicious.
Mm.
And then that heat kicks in and it's like, I can't think about anything else. And then it finishes on that really oaky note, which just isn't for me.
Too oaky?
It's too oaky. It's a little too oaky for me. It's like, like I said, it's right on that edge of, if it wasn't so hot and it just like nicely got to that oaky point, I'd be fine with it. I'd be down. But it's like an explosive heat, and then it's just like super oak, and I can't.
Super oak, like super fudge, but oaky.
But I can't.
But it doesn't have the smoke element, which can kind of be a little bit too much when you get both of those two kind of working together. I mean, it is nice, but yeah, I feel like it's one of those releases. It's a little hot for hot's sake. And you know, thinking about it, last year's A120 was a little off profile from the Elijah Craig.
I think I remember that too.
Yeah, it was a little.
Trev's here. He says meal prep is done. We can begin now.
I'm sorry we didn't wait.
We didn't wait for you. I'm sorry, Trev. To meal prep. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow night. Cameron says, okay, you just said it's Bourbon Night, Elijah Craig barrel proof pick. I just pass it.
Well, yes, they are doing Elijah Craig barrel proof picks now at Heaven Hill, and we have expressed interest, and we're like in the pipeline. So nothing is guaranteed, of course, but we're at least in that queue,
Sure.
I guess.
And if and when that did happen, we would announce it on Patreon first.
Patrons always get first crack. It doesn't look like the New Riff dueling barrel picks won't make it outside of Patreon because all the interest was expressed in there.
Such interest.
Good reason to become a patron. Patreon.com/itsbourbonnight.
Sure. Somebody said, Whiskey Nose said, do you two have to work tomorrow? Lots of proof. Appreciate your concern. That's very thoughtful of you.
We do.
If you'll notice, though, they'd be small pours.
Keep them small.
Try to keep it small.
Yeah.
Small sips.
Let's finish these up, and then we've got a uncorking to do of Old Elk. Now, this is talk about
I think I'll finish these later.
a dive in proof. Maybe we should have done the Old Elk first, but I know this would be
I'm not the one running the show.
This would be the headliner, you know. So.
But don't they usually save the headliner for the second person, and they have a?
Yes, but that's not how we do it. We don't want to bait you guys.
Oh, I had nothing to do with that
Stay to
decision.
the end.
Oh, we don't, but we put the chapter marks so they could go wherever they want.
Exactly. I'm at live.
True,
I mean, we're still 591 strong. Stick with us, because this Old Elk stuff might be revolutionary. I've heard some good things about it. It is lower proof. Maybe we should have like a big announcement at the end every time. Should think of something. Elijah Craig barrel proof picks.
Okay. I don't think we're going to...
Question mark?
I don't know if we're going to have anything of that caliber every single time.
We'll have to get creative.
Don't chew with your mouth open.
I wasn't. Well, I was chewing my whiskey.
Yeah, I know.
That's true. Okay.
I feel like one day, you always do that. I'm like, one day it's just going to start pouring out the side of your mouth.
Yeah, if I had dental work done.
Well, you never know.
Okay.
I don't know about that. Interesting.
Oh, that's not a clean glass. Where'd you... Oh, you already got it. Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I get my own glass.
Old Elk.
Ye Old Elk.
Ye Old Elk. This was 48 doll hairs. Got this back at the end of 2020. We have not yet cracked it. Felt like this would be a great time. All right. It has been unsheathed.
I don't know why I don't like that.
What is this business? Is that anything?
No.
Now here's something that's interesting.
Oh, it's a gold medal winner. So
it came
must
with a
be
gold
good.
medal. Well, there you go. Okay.
It can't be bought. Those can't be bought.
No. Even though we bought that one, it came with
No,
it.
I'm just kidding.
Blended straight bourbon whiskey. It's interesting that they put that on the label. There are so many straight bourbon whiskeys that are blended, although most people would prefer you say married. We married the barrels together.
Right. Well, I think there's such a bad association with blended whiskeys.
Blended whiskey, blended straight, so at least 2 years. But it's age stated of 5 years here on the back.
Okay.
Yeah. They also say that they use we use 4 times more malted barley than conventional recipes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but don't you feel like there's usually like a 12% malted barley?
I think 12 is sort of higher. A lot of times it's, 5%.
Oh, okay.
12, like...
So like maybe it's 15.
Heaven Hill, I think we've kind of cracked the Jim Beam thing of being around 12. nutty. So again,
Nutty.
that supports that theory.
So I might like it.
Well, there are others that are like higher than that even, because they're really going for sort of an outside of the box flavor.
Whiskey Review says,
Yay.
what's your most anticipated 2021 release? Thank you for that super chat. I think we've kind of talked about this already.
We did. Pause for cork pop. Oh, that could have.
It's not what I was expecting from the top.
No.
You know?
Wow.
But okay. I think we said this before. There were labels released for another round of Booker's Rye. So if that's a real thing, that's probably the thing that I would be the most excited about for this year.
And we did talk about this because I remember,
Man, that Booker's Rye, the original one, is like one of my favorite things I've ever had.
Yeah, and look, Scott Pixley agrees.
He
That's
says
his.
Booker's
That's
Rye.
his. So I agree with that, but I also have to say we didn't get Elijah Craig Barrel Proof from 2020.
Wait, what?
E.H. Taylor. It starts with an E. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof from 2020. So we'd like to kind of make up for that by getting a 2021.
Yeah.
But because I think every year since we kind of got into this, we've gotten one of those. So, oh, boo-hoo us. But, we like to get things because then we share the experience with you guys. So when we don't get something or can't put it in our best of 2020, for example, we got samples, Glenn and Kathy, thank you for those.
Yes.
But, it was still very much enjoyed, but, after the fact, so it didn't make it into that 2020 best of. So we always try to get the heavy hitters like that. So hopefully we can get one this year.
Sure. I think Buffalo Trace still fared pretty well, though. I don't think anybody's going to cry. Just to sleep over that.
No, it still did well, didn't it? That distillery. Oh, and the proof. It's in the 80s.
It's got almost like
88 proof. So we have.
Yeah, wait. Wow, that's not. I feel like we're not going to be fair to it.
Well,
so keep that in mind while we evaluate this.
This is bottled by Old Elk Distillery, Fort Collins, Colorado. Any Coloradans in the chat? Raise your hand.
It's got kind of a little bit of like overripe banana on the nose. Like like when you save bananas to the point where they're good to make banana bread. Like overripe.
Yes, I concur, Sarah. It almost smells like banana bread. A very moist. Sorry, trigger.
How does that have to do with the smell, though?
I don't want to trigger anyone.
Wouldn't it smell the same either way?
No, I don't know. You know how a cake can smell.
No.
Can almost smell like it's not going to be a moist cake. It's going to be like dry. And then I don't know. I get that. I'm an elevated palate.
Chad
can't
just
explain
knows.
it.
He just knows dessert. He knows his cake.
I do. And ask my mom. I could tell when the cake was starting to get too old and kind of turn about a day and a half before anyone else in the family could.
That's really weird.
I have weird talents
I think you might
that do
be
me
an
no
alien.
good and cannot be monetized.
Yeah.
I can also
But
smell
if you have a
infection.
cake that's questionable, Chad can tell you about it.
I am needed.
Oh. Roger says, just broke out my bottle of Old Elk again. Shamefully, I must admit, they suckered me in with an elk head pourer/stopper.
Right. It is nice.
But I think that, don't they have like another one that's got like the full
Yeah, I believe so.
thing on it? You know what?
Well, there you go. There you go.
You got a water glass. Cheers. Thanks, Roger.
Cowbell cheers.
Yeah, all I'm really getting is like
Randy's from Colorado.
vanilla and, which also goes in banana bread, vanilla and mash up overripe bananas. Like, again, banana bread batter is what I'm gonna say. That's where I'm gonna leave it. What? Oh, John Wadsworth says Chad is correct. About what? Cake?
Doesn't matter. I just wanted to put that up on the screen.
Okay, well,
Gotta take
next
them little
time
victories.
80% of the chat says Sarah's right, let's put all those up on screen too. No? No, you don't want to go there?
We can put a couple up.
So you want to go...
We can put a couple
This
up.
is the route you want to go down in life, of rubbing it in every time someone says you're right, and I never do that back to you.
I gotta take them little victories, right, everybody?
I never rub it in whenever I'm right, which is most of the time.
She's not lying. Well, that's really easy. Now, I don't know if that's just saying because we've been drinking barrel proof, three barrel proofs, but it is super easy.
It's really hard to evaluate this. My palate's pretty shot. I'm not gonna lie. Nate wants to know who the hell lets cake go bad.
Yeah, I know. It's.
It depends on the cake. If it's like one of those really good homemade cakes from scratch, none of that's going to waste in this house. If it's a sheet cake, JG says Sarah's correct. Thank you. Thanks for writing your indiscretion. It was going to be painful for you otherwise. But if it's like a sheet cake from like Walmart or Kroger or whatever, I'm like, oh, I love it, you guys. I love it.
Oh, but I am Cake Man.
Chad is Cake Man.
You're not supposed to give away
Secret
my
identity.
secret identity.
I just tried to picture what your outfit would look like if you were like Cake Man.
Cake Man. It would be a cake sheet, obviously, with eye holes. I think Homer did that with Pie Man.
Something like that.
Simpsons.
It would be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Sarah never wrong.
not into those like office birthday cake, sheet cake. Like I could pass.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gotta be good. It's gotta be good cake.
So you would pass.
No,
I know
I'm cake. I'm Cake Man.
I'm Cake Man.
I can't. Somehow we now have more viewers than before, which is
Weird because we're talking about
crazy.
cake.
We're talking about cake now.
And I don't know. In the subtext discussing who's right in our marriage, but that's how we got to more viewers. Okay. Maybe it's not that subtexty. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, all I'm getting is like banana bread batter. And I'm having a hard time. It's so light, and I think my palate's shot.
It's pretty sweet. I know that.
It is pretty sweet. I can't fairly weigh in on this at this point.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to bring it back top of show next week.
I can keep talking about it, but please don't take that as a... I'm not going to say yay, nay, whatever.
Here's a positive. I feel like for it being 88 proof and having drunk, I think, although it doesn't sound right, 3 barrel proof bourbons before this, it doesn't feel completely just like water in the mouth. You know, it has a passable mouthfeel. So I'll say that. I think that's a stress test, right?
Sure.
You put this little 88 proofer after 3 barrel proof bourbons. That's a stress test. And it's not flat out failing.
Yeah,
so
true.
I got to give it to it for that. Little old elk. The old elk that could.
Tyler says, I get banana bread on my old elk. And someone else, where did it go? Cheech says, it's cake night with Chad and Sarah. Wow.
619?
That wouldn't go well.
Is that the record? I don't know. It was somewhere
Trev, don't let them do that to me.
In the 600s was the record. We have it written down somewhere.
Something in the 600s. We did write it down.
I think it might have been like
piece of paper in a journal.
640.
Something like that. Well, we've
that.
Dipped back under now. So
Yeah.
it's probably because we talked so much about cake.
So much cake. Tyler also saying that he gets banana bread on his old elk. So we are in good company. Texas chocolate sheet cake is terrific. Now, what
I've never had that.
makes it
Texas.
better in Texas? Is it bigger?
Because you don't mess with it.
You don't mess with it? Because it's bigger? I don't know.
While we're talking about desserts, I want to know what kinds of desserts would you guys, like, what do people want to see desserts with bourbon in them for this year?
Yes.
What do you want to see?
Let us know. And
Let me know.
While the chat is catching up to that, Caitlin's saying bananas like Jack Daniels. She didn't say bananas. She said bananas like Jack Daniels. Would you pick Old Elk over Jack Daniels? If we're talking about Old Number 7, yeah. Now,
I don't know that
the single barrels, that kind of stuff, we have that episode coming up.
Coming soon?
Pretty soon, probably. So, we'll see.
I don't think... Let's see. I don't think I've had enough just regular Old 7 Jack Daniels to be able to say whether or not it's banana-y. But it does come from Brown-Forman, which I normally say has...
But yeah, it's also charcoal mellowed. It's that Lincoln County process. So what does that do? You know, if you took Woodford and did that to it, how would it... Todd Koopa agreeing that Texas sheet cake is phenomenal. I don't understand it. I want to know.
Dunchbox says Texas sheet cake has a hard fudge icing. I don't know about this.
Well, Jack Johnson, love your music, by the way, says pecan pie.
So many pecan pies. At our whiskyambitions.com, we have a recipe blog, and there is already a chocolate chip bourbon pecan pie recipe on there. So you guys should go if you want to know how to make it. We don't have a video, but there is a recipe there for you with pretty pictures. So there's that.
Tyler made the butterscotch bourbon pie, and it was amazing.
Ooh, yay. I do love that butterscotch pie, especially for, like, summertime and stuff. It'd be good.
What about vanilla pound cake, Sarah? Bourbon,
vanilla pound cake.
Pound cake.
That sounds good.
And you play the Van Halen song when you make it. Pound cake.
Oh, goodness gracious. Apple bourbon pie. So I did the hand pies that have, they were like apple hand pies.
They were delicious.
And then you sauteed the apples in like a bourbon brown sugar cinnamon thing. That's also on the blog.
Yeah. Good
Which
stuff.
you could totally do the filling the same way.
Wait, where can
and
you...
just put it in a regular pie instead of little hand pies.
Where can you find this blog?
Whiskyambitions.com.
Oh, it has
There's
blogs
a blog
too.
tab. And that's where it goes.
There
It
you
lives
go.
there. And we'll be putting more than just recipes there someday soon. And when I say that, I'm not just putting it off.
She means it.
Probably ramping up more this summer.
She means it. Nick, your name's McLovin? Nick Lovin?
Nick Lovin.
Your name's just Nick Lovin?
Just McLovin?
I can't say Nick Lovin. It comes out McLovin.
Bought a Knob Creek limited release twice barreled rye. Thoughts? Also picked up my first Booker's Boston batch because you guys made it cool again. Thanks for that.
Thank you. Actually, really, thank you for making Booker's cool again comic. 'Cause I do feel like we were sort of its defenders there for a little bit.
Yeah, people were hating on it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not. No. I won't-
Came to that rescue.
love Booker's. The Knob Creek twice barreled.
I mean, we'll have to try it again, but not
Not my favorite of the Knob Creek offerings.
not McLovin it. Not Nick Lovin it.
Goodness gracious. Oh, goodness. Mark wants a cobbler. I want to do a bourbon peach cobbler, but Chad doesn't love peaches, so he's going to have to get over it because it's about more than just him at this point.
I realize it's bigger than me.
You'll still eat it. Tell me you won't still eat it.
No, I'll eat it.
Yeah, I know you will.
Just make it really bourbon heavy for me, please. Scott saying cake. Did someone mention the 90s rock band? And we were just talking about... Oh, wait. Peaches. Sorry, that's Presidents of the United States of America.
Don't sing it.
I won't. But Cake, he's going the distance. Great cover of I Will Survive. You know, that whole album, it was just great.
Sorry for all the dessert talk, but not sorry at the same time. Bourbon banana bread, says Steve. Yes.
I can't think of the other
Definitely want to do that one. Other Scott says bread pudding with bourbon glaze. There is already a recipe for that. It is a video on our channel, so you can go find that.
That is true.
It is, if I do say so myself, pretty fantastic. I really like it.
I would agree
No
with
one's
that.
ever told me they didn't like it, but
I
you
would
might
agree.
be the first one.
Yeah. And Christopher with the $10 super chat saying bourbon and bacon pecan pie is amazing.
Whoa.
Bourbon and I had to stop and check my eyes there for a second, make sure I was reading that right. Bourbon and bacon pecan pie. Have you ever heard of such?
I have not.
That is interesting. And
Lots of,
for
wow.
those last 3 super chats, we salute you with a cowbell. Cheers.
Wow, you guys are giving me lots of things to work on. Blueberry cobbler. Yeah, see, I can think of a lot of things cobblers that could be good with bourbon in them.
Bourbon pumpkin pie, is that possible?
That is possible. And it is on my list for this year. Last year I had to choose right before Thanksgiving to do the hand pies, and then it was either do I do a bourbon pumpkin pie or a bourbon pecan pie, and I chose pecan.
Bourbon pork chop sandwiches?
We could do pork chops.
Pork chop sandwiches.
I've always wanted to do like a recipe with pork chops and bourbon apples, because usually like when you like make an apple chutney or something to go on top of pork chops.
Yes.
Cameron does short skirt and a long
jacket. Oh, Mananana. Have you heard their version of that? Mananana. Bump. Mananana. Bump. Mananana. Oh, and their cover of not Crazy Train. War Pigs. If you haven't heard Cake's cover of War Pigs, check it out. It's worth a listen.
Bourbon apple pie.
Bourbon
Todd
apple
says
pie.
he wants to be the taste tester for the desserts. So
We can make him the official.
well, he said he's 3 hours away, so we'll have to figure out how to get it to him. But
Well, I feel like the caveat there is he has to come down to taste
he got to come see.
in the test kitchen.
Bourbon and steak. I've heard of marinades and stuff, so I need to look into that. I definitely need to work on my savory game. I think I can pretty much... I know my way around some desserts. Not to say that I'm great. I just know my way around, but...
I think maybe people are realizing that very obscure... I feel like it's pretty obscure reference with the pork chop sandwiches. Because why else would Dunchbox 123 say, get the out of here pork chop sandwiches?
Pork chops. G.I. Joe!
Oh, what are you doing wrong there? Get the out of here. Well, you stupid. Get the... Oh, we're all dead. God, that smelled good.
Tony Bagadona says, Sarah, what is that gray coffee table bourbon book you love? Oh... What?
Oh, from Death & Co., right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Death & Co.
Yeah, Death & Co.
That's the one.
It's more of a cocktail book, right?
It's cocktail, yeah. But it's a coffee table book about cocktails.
I got you.
Thank you. Wow.
I Will Survive cover, yep.
Okay, well, I feel... Bourbon brownies, that's on the list, too. I feel like we're on the same page about recipes for the most part. You read this one and then let's wind it down because we're talking about G.I. Joe references.
I'm a computer. Help, computer. If you got... Okay, for those who are like, what the actual
they
hell
were basically
are
like
they talking about?
Meme videos,
So,
but it was like
yes,
the first one.
before memes were memes. So you guys know the G.I. Joe cartoon. At the end, they'd have a PSA because the government said you have to have more educational programming for kids. So G.I. Joe started doing these PSAs. It was at the end of every episode where a Joe would come upon some kids who were in a tight spot, not to drink, and help them out. And so back in like, I want to say it was the early 2000s maybe? I don't know. If you guys remember E-Bomb.
That would have been early 2000s,
World.
yes.
This guy, just for fun, took the majority of those because they came out with like a box set of the G.I. Joe shows.
So he clipped all the PSAs and he took the original audio off and then him and his friends re-recorded over it to like match their mouths, but they're saying all these crazy things.
And it's basically just like a mixtape. Like they would share it around on VHS and stuff, or maybe they had DVDs then. I don't know. And then finally someone uploaded them to the internet and they went on E-Bomb's World. Now you can find them on YouTube.
Now they're everywhere.
Just search G.I. Joe pork chop sandwiches, because in our opinion, that's the best one. We actually just watched these like 2 weeks ago. Not for the first time.
I think it's weird though, if you never saw them before, you'll probably be like, what? And this is dumb. I don't know what you do. But it is pretty funny. And the thing that I find the funniest though is that like G.I. Joe was like, the company, whoever owns that, was like, oh, you're putting stuff out there in relation to our image that's not something that we support. We want it taken down. Like, you're infringing upon our rights. But it was like one of the first cases where they were like, it's in the internet's hands now. Like, we can take it down, but it's already been shared.
Oh, it's on so many servers
everywhere.
now.
There's no way to ever delete it.
Pork chop sandwiches.
So it was like one of those first things where they were like, take it down. And they're like, well, technically we can't because it's everywhere.
Help, computer.
Should go check them out. I don't know. It's fun.
Well, Kilko says frickin' bourbon brownies.
Yeah, I know. I saw that one.
Did you see that one?
Yeah. Okay. I saw a recipe where you can, it's like a mishmash of chocolate chip cookie bourbon brownie, and I want to try it.
Hasbro.
Hasbro. It sounds like, I'm just kidding. Take this down that uses our image. Like,
yeah.
No. Can you imagine someone saying that now? I want this removed from the internet.
Oh, can you imagine like Bernie Sanders being like, hey,
stop using my face with mittens.
Take me out all of those memes.
No.
It's memes, sir.
But like, I think like, and this is not to get political or anything at all, but like, the response to it now is kind of, if something like that gets out, you have to embrace it. You almost have to take it back.
Oh, sure.
And he started putting it on shirts and selling them.
Oh,
and so they made a bunch of money. Yeah.
Oh.
Because he was like, hey, like, you just need people who are in tune with that kind of thing, who can be like, oh, this is infecting the internet.
Yeah.
We got to figure out how can we monetize it. That's the world that we live in now.
Hey.
That probably went too far down a rabbit hole.
If we became a meme, we would embrace it. We'd put it on a shirt, for sure. Make us a meme. Make us a meme. Okay.
I don't want to be a meme.
You don't want to be a meme?
No, Chad can be a meme.
Strike it, reverse
Somebody did make an It's Nutty meme with you. on it, and that was
that's
pretty
right.
cute. Yeah, that was pretty cute.
It's nutty.
But no one outside of our group would get that.
It's true. Gotta be deep in the Bourbon Night bench.
Wow, that lost us some people. But
No, it's after 9.
it is after 9. And so
Yeah.
that means it's time to go.
Tis.
Lava Man says, I'm once again asking you to remove me from your memes.
Wait, what's that from?
It's a whole, it goes back into the Bernie Sanders thing. I'll show you later.
Okay. Well, I think I know
it's
that
a
one.
meme. It's a meme.
It's a meme.
Yeah.
Talking about memes. How meta. All right. Too late. It's Bourbon Night memes incoming. Well, Sean, let's do it. Let's do this.
Wow. What a fun life. That was fun.
Okie dokie, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah. Blogs at whiskeyambitions.com. She's written them all so far. Yep.
Chad's gonna get in on that.
I'm going to get
soon.
in on that action, that hot blog action. I don't know why I said that.
I don't like it.
But Whiskey Ambitions is where you can also get t-shirts, glasses, Jaeger bomb. Talk about an old video.
Never bring
Jaeger
that
bomb.
back ever.
Remember Jaeger bomb?
No, I don't know.
You
what
haven't
you're
seen that
talking
video?
about. No,
Okay.
never bring back
some
that
people,
ever.
Some people do.
We don't even say those words on this channel anymore.
It's true. Let's beep
And
those.
when I say I mean it, I mean it.
True. Favorite meme is Jason's train from Mash and Drum.
Don't get distracted.
I'm reading things.
I know, but it's never gonna stop.
It.
It's never gonna stop,
Okay,
Chad.
I'll have to look it up. All right. Cool. Thanks so much, guys.
Don't.
What's happening?
Say goodbye.
Goodbye. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
It's been fun.